We're going to start this show off with the New York Knicks.
Okay.
The New York Knicks have made me insanely happy. And the question is, do they deserve more credit for how great they have been playing? The Knicks have been on an 8-game win streak. They're 33-27. They are currently the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. Julius Randle against the Hawks had his third 40-point game of the season. He's averaging 24, 10, and 6 for the year. Rose and Quickly had 20 points each off the bench, combining for 40 against the Hawks. We have one of the best defenses in the entire NBA. RJ, big leap, averaging 17 points per game, shooting 39% from the three. And 7 Knicks this season are averaging in double figures. Randall, Barrett, Rose, Burks, Payton, Bullock, and Quickly. Noel, a great shot blocker. Mitch is still hurt. He's been carrying the load so far. Obi has been getting better defensively. And I'm going to say this. Everybody counted us out. I'll be honest. I'll come straight because I'm a very honest person when it comes to my takes that I say. Especially on the podcast, I don't cheat the fans out of what I say. In the offseason, I did say the storyline of the season was Tank for Cade, as everybody thought it was going to be. The reason I said that was because after David Fizdale, Mike Miller, and seeing a plethora of Julius Randle spins, I really felt torn about the Knicks. I love the Tom Thibodeau hiring. I even said it when we first talked about it, but I didn't know how good they were going to be. When you have a starting lineup of Alfred Payne, R.J. Barrett, Reggie Bullock, Julius Randle, Nerlens Noel, in hindsight, let's take ourselves back to that time. That doesn't sound like a good starting lineup. It just doesn't. But the way this team has been playing has shocked everybody, has shocked me. And back to the question, they definitely deserve credit and praise for how they've been playing. You want to know why? Last year, when David Fizdale gets fired, another coach who loses his job. Oh, it's better for Fizdale that he got out of the Knicks because the Knicks are a train wreck. All of this other stuff. Bashing the Knicks, saying the Knicks are the ones that are the problems. Leon Rose comes in, hires Thibodeau. We draft well. Emmanuel Quickly, his grade for the draft was a D. He's probably one of the best rookies right now. And all the media is talking about is Zion to the Knicks. They're not talking about Randall. Randall should be in the MVP conversation. First of all, they're not talking about Randall. They're not talking about RJ. They're not talking about anything about the Knicks unless it's a big superstar name. And then Knicks fans get blamed when that said superstar doesn't come to the Mecca. Zion is in his 2nd year of his rookie contract. Stop talking about Zion to the Knicks. That's like 3-4 years away if it happens. Why are we talking about it now? They have to be the media and everybody has to be talking about how the Knicks have been playing, not these other external storylines. Because if we, right now, based on the standings, if we face the Atlanta Hawks in the first round, we will be a second-round team 100%. The Knicks have the brightest future in the NBA. They have the brightest future of any team in the NBA. You want to know why? When the Nets got KD and Kyrie the year before, they were the 6th seed, right? Everybody praised them for the culture they were building. The year before, they won 20 games. But then they took a big leap. The Knicks, the year before Thibodeau, won 20 games. Now, taking a big leap. We're getting praised for our culture. You see that culture Thibodeau's building, Leon Rose is building. If the Nets weren't that good that year, and the Knicks, if they swap places, there is no question superstars would be coming to New York. Mm-hmm. Now that the Knicks are winning, superstars will be coming to New York. The Nets got 2 superstars being a 6th seed. The Knicks are the 4th seed. You do the math. Which one is better? 4 is better. We are going to get superstars coming to New York begging to play in New York very soon. And if Julius Randle keeps up on this trajectory, we already have one in Randle. So we just have to add another one, and we're up there. The Knicks have the brightest future of any team in the NBA. And the Knicks, when they are functional, there is no other team a star player would rather go than the Mecca. Simple as that.
That was a pretty great monologue. What you think?
It was solid. A+, bro.
Yeah, I'll give you an A+. If I was a teacher,
you really drew me in, bro.
No, honestly, I was tuned in. Couple things. Julius Randle definitely deserves to be in the MVP conversation for what he's been doing in the season. He's definitely been dominating. He's put the team on his back. He's shown the improvements in his playmaking, his jump shot, his defense. He's been locked in on defense, and that's a credit to Tom Thibodeau. Like you said, Emmanuel quickly, he's been a spark off the bench, getting D-Rose. I think it was huge for you guys. He's been incredible. To say they have the brightest future in the league, though, it's a stretch. I think you guys have the coach. I think that's really what's separating you from a lot of teams. But you look at these other teams like Memphis, Atlanta, those I wouldn't put the Pelicans in your position because they're losers. You guys are winning at the moment. But like looking at you guys, Memphis, Atlanta, the three, even Charlotte, young teams that are in the playoffs right now making a hunt. I think what's the difference between you guys and them is your coaching. I think Tom Thibodeau makes that difference. I think he's been the key bringing in that defensive culture, that defensive mind into the Mecca and turning you guys into one. I personally think the best defensive team in the league. You guys are definitely going to be a scary team in the playoffs. And I do believe that the Knicks should get more credit. But if you look at Bleacher Report, Sports, they post the same things. They're not going to post you guys, and they should because you're the Mecca, you're New York. They should be posting you guys. But I do agree that you guys definitely deserve some credit. You're getting wins that I think you shouldn't even be in, but you guys have been resilient. You've been coming back. You've been, even on poor shooting nights, you've shown the versatility, the mindset, and the defensive work to get back in the game. And when even I was watching that Atlanta game the other day.
You were down.
Yeah, you were down. You were fighting, and that's what you need in young guys to be successful. And I think with your roster, all them young guys learning this now is going to help them down the path.
Call me crazy. I feel like I've been hearing a lot about the Knicks on social media. Every media platform is talking about the Knicks. Really? Once they got a 6-game win streak, Knicks, are they back? Is this New York's team? Is Julius Randle most improved? Is Julius Randle the MVP? Are they the best defensive team in the NBA? How much more credit do we want to give them? Listen, I respect what they're doing. 8 games is an amazing feat, especially for what they have experienced these last few years. You look at these 8 games. Toronto, impressive win. You got L.A.
Wait, were you being sarcastic when you said that?
Not at all.
Oh.
Toronto's got a good squad. I mean, definitely could be better. They're definitely beat up.
Yeah.
That being said, they still beat a good squad in Toronto. A beat-up L.A. New Orleans, they're not playing to potential, but that's a solid win. Mavericks, another solid win. New Orleans again. Charlotte, Atlanta. So of the 8, I'm impressed with 3 of those wins.
So which ones are you impressed with?
I'm impressed with that Atlanta win, especially because that's a conference game. For seeding purposes, that's a huge win for you guys. Dallas is one of the better teams I wouldn't say one of the better, but they're definitely a solid team in the NBA right now. And I would say I'm impressed with one of these 2 Pelicans wins because that Pelicans roster is extremely talented.
So Charlotte isn't a more impressive win.
Not without LaMelo.
I don't think Hayward played either.
Yeah, and Hayward's out too.
Even without him, they've been fine though. They've been winning.
But it's not LaMelo and Gordon Hayward on that squad.
Beat them either.
I mean, hindsight is 20/20.
I don't think you guys would beat Atlanta in the series.
Yes, we would.
I agree with Joel.
I'm not willing to put that as 100%.
And Trae Young just got hurt too, so who knows what's happening there? High ankle sprain.
He has to wait till it swells down.
I understand why you think the Knicks have been getting too much credit.
I'm not saying they've been getting too much credit. I'm saying how much more credit do we want to give them?
Sorry for misinterpreting you. I understand why you say that. You live in the tri-state area. you follow most people you follow are probably Knicks fans.
That's a fact,
right? Also, I know that you want the media to talk about LeBron 24/7.
Here he goes.
Yeah.
Now
so I 100% agree.
He's trying to belittle my
100% agree with
my argument by bringing up my love for LeBron.
Yeah.
That listen, I'm not blinded to the real facts of the NBA. I'm acknowledging Julius Randle is a premier player in the NBA.
No,
100%.
I understand that, but I'm saying this. I personally haven't seen the love for the Knicks. Personally, I remember when we first were winning, we were on a little bit of a winning streak.
Okay.
And on Twitter, somebody who's very known on Knicks Twitter, Mario, he's Sebastian's friend. He actually sold me Knicks tickets once too. He posted a video of people celebrating outside of Madison Square Garden after a win It went viral, and all anybody commented on it was, "Oh, they're so happy about a first-round exit." Now we're not talking about first-round exits. Now we're talking about second-round appearances, right?
I don't want to cut you off because it's funny you mentioned that video. Because just today I saw a video of after that eighth,
another one.
100%. They're the only team that gets their fans recorded and enjoying their celebration. Of course, it's because they've had some struggles in the past. But what other franchise are you seeing their fans unless it's a championship? It's the Knicks, 100%. That's the only team that you see something like that
because
for.
I think we have the most passionate fan base.
I agree. I'm not taking that away from you guys at all. You guys are when it comes to basketball, there's no other team that
are legit a first round exit.
No, we're not.
Nah, they're not. They're not. They're not.
I'm gonna say this, and part of me feels very sad sometimes when I get on the podcast and talk about the Knicks. Because I wish there was a bigger Knicks fan base that we had of you in the podcast, so I could have more Knicks fans defending me. If you're a Knicks fan, drop it down in the comments below. But
shout out to Sim.
I think they haven't been getting enough credit, and I think people are finally starting to notice the Knicks are back. We are winning. We are a team that's for real. You talk about how do we not have a brighter future than the Memphis Grizzlies?
I'm gonna tell you
the Grizzlies to be a premier contender. They have to draft well and cannot mess up on anything. They will not get any star free agents going to Memphis. The Knicks will. The Knicks will.
But they've been saying that for years.
Don't,
sorry,
but
bro.
it's different now.
It is.
Let me say this.
Even when Melo was there.
You said you're talking about they'll have to draft well. The Memphis Grizzlies are in the West, dueling with top teams in the West. You're in the East as a fourth seed. I'm not going to knock that. That is a great accomplishment. Memphis already has a star. John Morant, Jaren Jackson. He's an upcoming star. They have youth.
What are you scoffing at?
What are you scoffing at?
John Moran is not a star.
Oh,
he's a good
wow.
player. He's a great.
If you're gonna say RJ Barrett, if you're gonna say RJ Barrett is a star, I will go to the grave that
Who's
John Moran
better,
is a star.
John Moran or Julius Randle?
Oh no, Julius Randle.
No question.
No question. He's a star though. Is he not?
RJ Barrett has more potential than John Moran. He has a higher
incorrect.
ceiling.
That is incorrect.
No,
yes, it is correct.
It's incorrect. I'm
It's correct.
sorry, dude.
No, it's not, man.
Ja's more athletic
The
than he
Grizzlies
is.
are 29 and 28. We have 33 wins.
You're in the East. They're in the West.
We've beaten West teams before.
So that's the card you want to play?
We beat the Pelicans twice.
Bro, they have.
What,
You
what,
beat
Brett,
the. Come on,
What
bro.
are they in the seedings? Do you have it pulled up right now or no?
The Pelicans?
The Pelicans.
They're pretty
What are
close to the Grizzlies, I'll tell you that. I'll pull it right now.
I'm trying to look. I have the Knicks schedule up right here. I'm looking up impressive wins.
The Pelicans have 25 wins. The Grizzlies have 29.
How many you have?
We have 33.
So you have 4 more than them, and they have 4 more than the team you just said.
I'll be
they're close
honest. I'm looking at the entire schedule. Your most impressive win against the West was an injured Lakers team in Dallas.
That's only the 8-game win streak.
No, I'm looking at the entire season.
with. Hey, look. The Grizzlies have shown the ability to draft well in the past couple years.
No doubt.
They've shown the ability. Now, they might not get the biggest free agents, but there is no guarantee. In terms of free agency, the Knicks will win 100%. New York, Mecca, the Big Apple, Madison Square Garden. In terms of free agency, the Knicks will beat Memphis 10 times out of 10. But you guys haven't shown us the ability in a while to go into free agency and pick up free agents. It's been a long time for that. I'm willing to gamble on the Grizzlies drafting well than you guys picking up a free agent.
The Nets, before they got KD and Kyrie, have not been known to get big stars either.
That's true.
It's about that culture. And the Knicks now setting that culture, Leon Rose, Tom Thibodeau, a bunch of good coaches on the staff, are core already. I'm going to be honest. I'm taking this Knicks core of Randall, RJ, Emmanuel Quickly. I think Obi, he hasn't been great this year, but he's going to blossom in his second year. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell Robinson. I'm saying our young core isn't far from Memphis. We're probably the same. Not only that, we're going to get star free agents and be such an attractive market for guys.
You can say we're going to, but you've talked us into this off season. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this for a very long time, and you haven't done it.
Do you think your guys' future is better than the Pelicans, talent-wise?
Yes.
I can't agree.
What the hell?
You got Lonzo, you got Brandon Ingram, you got Zion.
I think Emmanuel Quickly will be a better player than Lonzo.
I'm out.
I disagree.
Lonzo is just flashed this year.
I'm out.
Quickly is day one
To say better
productive.
than
Quickly
Lonzo,
was
man.
quickly
Just
was
think
came,
about
wait,
what
wait, wait.
Lon-
Quickly came out as a junior. Lonzo came out as a freshman. You're comparing somebody who came out as a junior to somebody who came out as a freshman. He's a 19-year-old in the NBA.
And think about what Lonzo does on the court, man. He passes the ball very efficiently, very well. His rebounding's very good. His steals are up there with the best of them. His defense is up there with the best point guards in the league.
Lonzo is 2 years older.
No, yeah, 100%.
Okay.
But you're making it seem like Lonzo has been in this league. He just because I get it. Quickly can score. We know that. Quickly's a scorer. He's off
Inconsistently. That being said, he can score. I'm not hating on him.
But
especially
Lonzo
as a
does
rookie,
so
it's
much on
impressive.
the basketball court.
I agree.
And it's not just about scoring. Like, he plays defense. He's a great rebounder at his position. He's
the
a great playmaker.
The same thing that you're hyping up Lonzo for. All
It's
these
not hype,
things.
it's real facts.
To an extent, I like Lonzo.
It's real facts.
But I like Lonzo.
Better than-
but the same things that you're praising Lonzo for, how come those same factors you don't attribute to RJ Barrett? You bash RJ Barrett at every stopping and turn.
He's not a great ball handler. He's not a great shooter. He's improved.
39% is better than Lonzo Ball.
I didn't say, but did I just say Lonzo's a great shooter? I didn't say that.
He's
I
taking a
never said
big
that.
leap this year, though.
I didn't say that. I did not
RJ
just say
Barrett,
that.
rebounder, phenomenal defender.
I wouldn't say phenomenal.
Yeah, he is a phenomenal
He's
defender.
great. He's not phenomenal. No,
He's
he's not even
phenomenal.
phenomenal.
Lonzo's
Good.
shooting 40% from three this
Got
year.
him. Got him.
How many years has he been in the
No, we're not
in the
doing
league?
That's not what I'm
that.
saying. And he's taking a huge, significant leap this year.
39%, 40%, that's really even to me.
Listen, it's
Look
regardless.
at career
It's-
percentages.
but we're going overall. I'm just
How many
saying
attempts on both of
overall.
them?
RJ probably takes more.
Yeah, I agree. That being said, there's games where I've seen Lonzo jack up 8, make 5. I've seen games from Lonzo do that. Once he gets hot, he's draining them. It's when he's cold. Obviously, it's not close. That being said, this year he's been pretty
Back to
consistent.
your playoff
The
take.
only person that's elevating the Pelicans is that core
is Zion.
is Zion.
And what about Brandon Ingram?
He's not better than Julius Randle. Even his potential is not better
listen,
than Julius
I'm
Randle.
going to talk the best player on the Pelicans.
Okay, but Zion's better than Julius Randle.
Exactly.
And Brandon Ingram's
That-
way better
I
than
wouldn't
RJ Barrett
argue
right
that.
now.
I wouldn't argue that.
I know Ingram is better, but
He is better.
potential-wise, I'm taking RJ over Ingram.
Of course you are. You're a Knicks fan.
No, I just think if you look at it objectively, you look at RJ's second year and Ingram's second year, RJ's better than Ingram.
It took till he had LeBron to really blossom.
If you're gonna do that, then you have to add the circumstance. You can't just say somebody's second year compared to somebody's second year. When RJ Barrett had his second year, Tom Thibodeau walked into the picture. He had a great coach. Brandon Ingram was playing with a bunch of young studs. I don't even remember. What was it, Luke Walton?
Entry and oh my god,
Who was their coach his second year?
Something entry.
Will
I'm
Brandon
blanking.
Ingram ever be a great two-way
Oh, you're
player?
talking in the Lakers. It was Walton.
Will he ever be as good as the defender that RJ is now?
But I don't think RJ Barrett will ever be as great of a scorer as Brandon Ingram.
I agree with
I
that.
don't think he'll ever get
I
that
think
skill on
RJ
the
can
offense.
average 24 a game. Honestly, he's
How-
at 17. He's at 18 right now. Why can't he average 24?
I think if you guys
His
get a
second
star,
year in
he
the
won't
league.
average 24 though.
I mean, who's not to say that RJ can blossom into that? He can definitely do
So
it.
hypothetically, let's say you guys get De'Aaron Fox, right? That'd be a
What
huge.
the
No, I don't
hell?
want De'Aaron Fox.
Why not?
Why would
Because
you want
I don't.
De'Aaron
I have
Fox?
quickly.
What? De'Aaron Fox is way better. than
De'Aaron
Quickly.
Fox is one
I
of the
wouldn't
best
get-
guards in the league.
Look, if the Knicks are getting a superstar, we're getting Kawhi. I'm being honest.
You
we're
think
getting
Mr.
Kawhi.
Silent is gonna go to the Mecca?
He wanted to go there before. That was one of his options.
What? That's what he
No,
told you,
it
or
was
that's
in
what
free
they?
agency.
it was Toronto, LA.
Yeah.
Yes, but the Knicks, they were in some talks as well.
Oh, that's
Look it
what
up.
what you said, or that's what he said.
No, there were some stories about it. I'm going
you
off
gonna
of
believe?
reports and
in
stories.
terms of Kawhi, you're gonna believe stories.
All right, so Kawhi,
what else are you gonna
Zion,
believe?
Kawhi, Zion, De'Aaron Fox. Rank of who would you rather have 1, 2, 3?
Kawhi, 1. I don't want De'Aaron Fox.
Why? He averages 28.
What a bad team though. They suck.
But he is still
De'Aaron Fox.
nasty.
I don't want De'Aaron Fox. Zion, of course, but that's like not even close. That's not even nearby. You know, I think the
No, I
Knicks,
agree.
The
I
Knicks
agree.
can get
But
a
you guys
star.
are a fourth seed
in the-
right
in
now,
the-
right?
The Knicks can get a
In the near
superstar player
future.
in 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
You know, minimum.
You can make a pitch.
I'm
for a
surprised
superstar
you
player.
feel that way on De'Aaron Fox.
You know, just score.
Plays pretty good defense.
I'm not that high on De'Aaron Fox.
You know
He's a
why
great
he's not
player,
playing
but
good
I don't-
defense? Because who's motivated to win in Sacramento? Who?
I don't agree with that though. I feel like if you play D, you're gonna play D every night.
I can't agree with that.
I feel like you should never take D. If you're a defender, you're gonna play D every night. You shouldn't want to go into games and let people cook you. That's how I feel, me personally.
I don't know. I feel I do
De'Aaron
understand.
Fox is a great player. I just don't think he fits with the Knicks.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
But
You guys are a first round exit.
no.
They've beaten Atlanta both times they've played them.
I'm gonna tell you why. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're good.
I'm gonna tell you why. Between 4 and 7, they're very close. Very, very close. I think, and Trae Young's gonna miss some games. Atlanta's gonna fall. You're probably not gonna play Atlanta.
But
You're
right
probably
now
gonna
we're
play.
playing Atlanta.
I'm saying, but right now you're gonna probably play Boston, and you're not gonna beat Boston.
If we play Atlanta, which is what the seedings look like right now, let's not go off of hypotheticals. Let's go off of what's
Trae
happening.
Young's out. All right, so if you play Atlanta, you probably. I don't think you'd win.
Let's go off hypotheticals. Aside from Atlanta, because I agree with you. You
Boston
guys will
be a
beat
close series, but I have them winning.
the Knicks.
Boston would
Yes.
beat you on 5.
Now, what about the Heat?
No,
Boston will beat you on 5.
And 5 is rude.
No,
And
How's it rude?
Because I've seen Tatum go ghost.
When?
Bro, there's been multiple times where he's just
Against who?
in the
Playoffs against who?
Didn't he have like a 3 for 15 game in the playoffs? Something
So,
stupid like that?
all right, again, on the Knicks, who do you see go blossom in the playoffs?
Julius Randle, why not? Oh, you're saying
Oh,
of
yeah.
recent.
Who have
Okay,
you
I
seen?
mean, no
That's
one.
my point.
No
That's
one.
my point. Come on.
But it's
this
a
is
different
Boston.
season.
Derrick
This is
Rose,
Jason
did you see
Tatum.
one-
The
Wait, but
Nuggets
this is-
until last season, who
Okay,
really
but wait,
blossomed in
but
the.
this is Jason Tatum. This is a new and improved Jaylen Brown, a much better. First of all, their top 2 guys are better than Julius Randle. That's off the rip early. Kemba Walker's still there. Marcus Smart is
Kemba
there.
Walker has gone ghost sometimes too. That's a fact.
But you're talking about the Knicks, where you're relying on Emmanuel Quickly and the RJ
Listen,
Barrett. and them.
I
Yeah, but
agree.
we're not
but to
talking about
say
them winning
lost
the
in
series. We're
5,
talking
I'm
about them
saying
winning
lost.
6 games. I mean,
I think
2
it'll go
games
5.
in the
A very
series.
strong 5.
I disagree.
Nothing wrong with a strong 5. And you're not beating Miami.
I think that's.
I think that will be a good series that I have them winning too.
Oh.
Nah, the Knicks hat is on tonight.
Yeah.
Nah,
No,
I agree with the. I agree with the Atlanta take. Celtics, I can't agree. They're not losing in 5. I think the Celtics win that series though.
I think
I don't know why you said the Knicks had on. I had the Miami Heat and Boston winning. But as of right now, we are facing
I
the
thought he said the
Hawks.
I
Knicks.
think the Hawks win if they.
I thought
they're
you
healthy.
just said the Knicks would win that
I think
series.
Hawks
My
beat
bad.
you on 6,
But
7 if they're healthy.
we are a second round team if we face the Hawks.
Your max potential.
We are beating the Hawks. Yes.
Yes.
How is
but
that
that's
your-
good for what we're
That's your
doing.
max. That's the only team you can beat in the first round. Legit. How is
But
that
that's
your,
who we're facing now.
But no, yeah, but right now the playoffs don't start now. That is if that's the only team you can beat in the first round. How is your max potential?
And also, I'm not totally out on the Hawks just losing games without Trae Young.
I think they'll lose a couple though.
I think their coaching is there and they can win even without Trae Young, especially having Lou Will there now, who's going to take on
true.
more of a scoring load.
You better hope.
So I
you play
wouldn't
Atlanta.
count out the Atlanta Hawks.
Charlotte healthy. Can they beat Charlotte?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
They can.
Why is that even a question?
can.
We didn't ask them. That's why we didn't add them into it.
Don't even ask
No,
that.
I would pick you guys over there.
That wasn't even a question. Come on.
Nate McMillan's the new head coach of the
Yes.
Hawks, right? Yeah, that is a really good pickup for them.
Better question. Do you have a brighter future than Charlotte?
What the hell?
Player wise. I'm not talking just player wise. Player for
But
player.
you can't just factor that in when talking
I'm
about
actually-
brightest futures. You got to factor in all the other stuff.
No, we're talking about the young guys though.
The young guys, it's pretty close. I love LaMelo, though, so that's hard for me to answer.
Miles Bridges is a dog.
LaMelo
Look,
Ball
Miles
has
Bridges is not even in that conversation for me.
LaMelo
I'm
Ball
not
has
saying that he's a
15
superstar.
times
I think
more
it's
potential.
LaMelo. I think it's LaMelo, PJ Washington. I wouldn't even count Terry
Nah, he's
Rozier
like
in that
20.
young core.
I mean, if you
Why
can't,
Devontae
he's the
Graham?
same
Yeah.
age as Randall.
Terry's been eating.
You got to count him.
The best player in that scenario is Julius Randle still.
But LaMelo has 30 times more potential.
LaMelo
than
could-
Julius Randle.
Yeah.
LaMelo's a second. RJ is a third. No other player on the Hornets can be as good as RJ potential-wise outside of LaMelo.
Terry has been better than RJ this year.
But he doesn't have more potential than him. He
But didn't you
doesn't.
just? But we know potential doesn't always work out.
Yeah, but it will with RJ because he's a
I'm
hard
sure.
worker.
I'm positive.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah. Okay.
It will with RJ. You know, you've been hating on RJ for a minute. You didn't like him out of the draft. You called Cam Reddish the Rookie of the Year. You
That was
said
a
RJ
biased
Barrett
take.
stinks.
That was-
I literally
You've
said
been
it was
hating on
biased.
RJ for a while. So this isn't new. But I'm saying, just to end off this segment, the Knicks have the brightest future in the NBA, and everybody should give them more credit. They should be the headline of every single sports show in America right now.
You're 33 and 29.